Hi there, everybody. Chase Raz here, and I'm bringing to you what I think is some positive news. I've just been, I look at trend analysis like everybody else does, but you hear me say often that we want trend analysis last. We want to look at the team and what they're doing. We want to look at actual progress and milestones. We want to look at the operations of a business or a blockchain or whatever else to really make our core decisions. Then we look at trend analysis to see where the market sentiment is and where the market's going. One of the tools I use to do that is Google Trends. And so taking a look at Google Trends, I just want to show you that over the past 12 months, things are starting to look a little bit better. And I want to call out the specifics. If you're not familiar with Google Trends, what they do is they take a period of time and they chart out your search volume from the absolute highest at any given time, which is 100, right? We have the 100 here, and the lowest search volume, which is going to be 0. You're hardly ever going to get either extreme, right? Because then you'd have to be very consistent at the high and low. I digress. So we hit a peak over the past 12 months when we led alt season. Yes, you just got me to say alt season. When we kicked off the bullish current season that we're in, the current bull market, we were ahead of the curve. And so we got a lot of attention relative to where we were before, about 4 times the amount. What was concerning at the time, and I think a lot of us were watching, is then we quickly declined. I stopped checking somewhere around here in February, but now taking a look that we peaked again. By the way, when this happened, we moved from like 3 cent to 8 cent, somewhere in there, about that in that time frame, had hit 10 and retrenched a little bit. Then we came back up and we went from the 7, 8 cent mark, 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there, to about the 10 to 12 cent mark. And we got that interest again. What interests me now is this. It's not a plateau, but it might as well be relative to the drop-off we experienced before. That's good. That means the community has amplified. People are more consistently engaged. We're talking at a level of, maybe 3 to 6 times what we were prior to December of 2020. And that's pretty monumental. That's pretty big. That means that as new developments happen, right, as new things happen, we have a platform that'll let this topic go viral, that'll let Zilliqa or whatever the announcements are go viral. Now, we all, we know that virality is not a real thing in digital marketing. It's really traditional broadcast combined with a network effect. And that's why this is so important. You say, well, you can't account for virality. Truly, you can't. You cannot plan for true viral instances, but you can set the stage to create them by building a larger broadcast base. And then when something happens, you have a higher probability that you can go viral. There are still some troubling signs in here that Singapore is still the top. I mean, we would expect that. We do expect that, but we want to see other countries that have much more population start taking over. Singapore is about 1/4 of the population of Florida alone. This is why there's pressure to look at the United States. We do see countries like Australia performing well. Norway performs well. But I would love to see more all throughout Europe, all throughout South America, really all of the Americas. I'd love to see taking a larger presence here. But this good news doesn't just translate to right now. In fact, let's take a look very, very briefly at the overall history of search. When we had that kickoff to alt season, we slightly outpaced the media attention and the search volume, rather, I shouldn't say media attention, the search volume from a couple of years ago at ATH at all-time high. Now, operating under this base, this volume under these spikes, operating here, imagine what the trajectory is going to look like with a new ATH, with new announcements coming, with new partnerships, whatever they are. Think about the base we have for communication now and what that's going to mean for Zilliqa as an ecosystem. I also want to point out very briefly, in about 30 seconds here, that Zilliqa is primed on Lunar Crush to take top spot day after day after day. We have amazing social score. We are in the top 20 in terms of social activity and impact. What we are simply waiting on is that price kick. Now, I'm not advocating for a pump. You know that. I don't. But I'm here to let you know that when we do get positive price action, the social element is already in place and ready to work. I hope that puts you at ease. Take care, everybody.